Are you looking for the top 5 tips to improve your skills at Warzone 2? Well, you've come to the right place. If you follow just these 5 simple tips and strategies, I guarantee that you'll win more gunfights and games overall. Make sure to stick around to tip number 5 because it's by far the most important thing you can do to improve your skills. Let's jump right in. Tip number 1, if you want to get better at Warzone 2, you need to familiarize yourself with the basics. Before you're able to jump into any of the more advanced strategies we'll discuss later in this video, it's very important to have a solid foundation. Familiarize yourself with the game's controls, whether you're on console or PC. Get used to the game mechanics and movement, and spend time familiarizing yourself with Modern Warfare 2's weapons. Being familiar with how to play Call of Duty in the first place is very important to improving your skills later on in Warzone 2. Now before we move on to these 4 more advanced tips, I need you guys to hit the subscribe button down below if you're serious about improving on Warzone. And make sure to stick around to the last tip. Now tip number 2 is that you need to set up custom loadouts based on your playstyle. In fact, for your loadouts, just choose the guns that you're most familiar with. If you're able to hit a loadout drop in-game, you can pick up any of your custom weapons with any attachments to help you play better. And having good weapons and good classes set up is absolutely crucial to playing better. And bonus tip, familiarize yourself with as many weapons as possible in Modern Warfare 2 to have a huge advantage. The third tip to improving your skills at Warzone 2 is to make sure you're familiar with each of the maps. Understanding the layouts of Al Mazrah, Ashika Island, and Vandal gives you a huge advantage over all of your opponents. And each map is unique, so take your time and get used to the ones that you like best. Remember, we're supposed to be having fun here, so choose your favorite. Learn where the high traffic areas are, where any good weapons or loot is, and find any buildings that can give you a high ground or any advantage over your enemies. Make sure to stay tuned for these last 2 tips. I guarantee they're going to help you a ton. Now the 4th tip for winning more Warzone 2 games is to communicate with your team. If you're playing solos, it's also very important to be aware of everything on this list. Coordination is absolutely crucial in this game, so being able to communicate with your teammates is a must. If you don't have a mic, please make sure to utilize the in-game pinging system. Something is better than nothing. Learn what callouts will help. Learn to share the locations of any enemies you see, and work together with your teammates throughout the entire game to strategize. The biggest cause of losses in Warzone 2 is a lack of communication with your teammates. Now for tip number 5, and this is arguably the most important tip on this entire list, and that is that you need to practice your aim. You can't be good at a shooter if you can't hit your target, right? You need to make every shot count no matter what weapon you're using. A very useful and often overlooked tool that can help you out with this is Modern Warfare 2's built-in firing range. You can take any weapon in the game and practice all of your shots. The game will even show you stats based on what you're able to hit. Spend as much time as you need in there and spend as much time as possible working to improve your aim, and you'll be a master at this game in no time. So there you have it, the ultimate beginner's guide to Warzone 2. Master these 5 tips and you'll be well on your way to winning more games.